again, my little yarnivores and spiderettes. Fiber Spider back again with a continuation of the pineapple shawl. Yes, we're on part 2, and we are on row 9, and we're going to do a full repeat so that you will be all set to keep going and going and going. So, last time, what we did was we had 2 clusters at the ends. Well, we need to sort of flesh it out a little bit further and create more of a foundation. So first off, chain up 3, turn the work, and into this first chain space, 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles, cluster in the cluster. 2 doubles, chain 1, and 2 doubles. Okay, now into this chain 3 space, we're going to have to build a little bit of a foundation. But to get there, chain 2, then into that chain 3 space, double crochet, chain 3, and double crochet. Chain 2, and then into this chain 1 space, another cluster. So 2 doubles, chain 1, and 2 doubles. So, quick recap, cluster, chain 2, double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, chain 2, cluster. So it's 2 chains here and here, 3 chains in the middle. All right, spreads it out nicely. So now over here, we have our pineapple, and that you should remember pretty well from the last part. Chain 3, and then single crochet into each of the little boop loops. Single crochet, chain 3, single crochet into the next loop, chain 3, single crochet into the next loop, chain 3, single into the next, chain 3, and single crochet into the next. So at this point, we should have 1, 2, 3, and 4 loops. Chain 3, and my AC decided to go on, of course. So after that single crochet and your chaining of 3, into this chain 1 space, we need a cluster. So that's 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles. There we go. And we need to do the same thing here that we did at this end over here. So chain 2 into the chain 3 space, double crochet, chain 3, double crochet into the same space, chain 2, and then into, now this is the center spine, don't forget about this. So into that chain 1 space, cluster, 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles, chain 2, and same thing here. So after chaining 2, double, chain 3, double, double, chain 3, double, chain 2, cluster in the cluster. So that's 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles. Chain 3. And we're going to now work on this pineapple. So chaining 3, then single in the loop, chain 3, excuse me, chain 3, single in the next loop, 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 and we've reached the end. So, chain 3, cluster in that chain 1 space, 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles, chain 2 into the chain 3 space, double, chain 3, double. Chain 2, and into the chain 1 space of this cluster, 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles. 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles. Ta-da! All right, and that is the end of row 9. Okay. Okay, row 10. Chain up 3. Turn your work. Cluster in the chain 1 space. 2 doubles. Chain 1, 2 doubles. There we go. Chain 2. 10 double crochets in the chain 3 space here. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and this should be 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Perfect. Okay, great. So from here, chain 2, cluster into the chain 1 space, 2 doubles, chain 1, and 2 doubles. I'm spazzing. It happens. There we go. Okay, regular format for the top of the pineapple. So, chain 3, single in the loop, pardon me. Single in the loop, chain 3, single in the next loop, chain 3, single in the next loop, chain 3, single in the next loop, and we're out of loops. Chain 3. Okay, cluster in the chain 1 space, 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles. There we are. Okay, chain 2. 10 double crochets in the chain 3 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Should be right. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Perfect. Okay. Chain 2. And this is the center spine. So, cluster in that chain 1 space. 2 doubles. Chain 1 and 2 doubles. chain 2, 10 doubles in this chain 3 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I believe this is 9, and 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Perfect. Okay, great. So from here, we did our 10. So chain 2, cluster in the chain 1 space, 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles, and pull out some more yarn, because we gotta. Okay. Chain 3, because we're going to be working on the top of this pineapple. Single crochet into the chain 3 space, chain 3, single into the next space, chain 3, single into the next space, chain 3, single into the next space, chain 3. We're out of spaces. So cluster into the chain 1 space of that cluster, 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles, and it's quiet again. Okay, so we got cluster in the cluster, chain 2, 10 double crochets in the chain 3 space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Chain 2. Just want to make sure I counted right. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Perfect. Okay, so I've got my chain 2 already done. So now cluster in the chain 1 space. 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles. Okie dokie. So, as you can see, we're following suit with what we had previously done. Now, see down here, we have that sort of archway, and then we have archways up here, and here, and there. And so these are going to become fresh pineapples, nice and tasty. So let us continue on with row 11. Okay, row 11, chain up 3, turn the work, cluster in the chain 1 space. That's 2 doubles, chain 1, and 2 doubles. Okay, so now we have to have our 10 double crochets fan out. So chain 2, double in the double, chain 1, double in the next double, chain 1, double in the next, and so on and so forth for the rest of these double crochets. Chain 1, double, 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 chain 1, thank you, and double, chain 1, and last double. Okay, chain 2, cluster in the chain 1 space. I'll get there. So that's 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles. Okay, and got a thread there. There we go. So again, working on the top of this pineapple, which is almost done. Not quite, but almost. Chain 3, single crochet into that first loop there. Again, you want to avoid these loops here. So it's over here, single crochet into that chain 3 loop, chain 3, single crochet into the next, chain 3, single into the next, and we're already out of loops. My goodness. Chain 3, cluster into the chain 1 space of the next cluster, 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles. Okay, chain 2, and we'll have this grouping of 10 branch out. Double in the double, chain 1, double in the next, chain 1, and so forth. Double, chain 1, double, chain 1, double, chain 1, and I will be quiet now. Okay, so we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Perfect. Okay, chain 2, cluster in the center spine cluster, 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles. Chain 2, fan out this grouping of 10. And pull out some more yarn as necessary. Give me 1 sec, I'll be right back. Okay, so we've got the cluster in the cluster, the chaining of 2. Let's work on this grouping of 10. So, double in the double, chain 1, and double, chain 1, double, chain 1, double, chain 1, and I'll be quiet. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Good. Okay. Chain 2, cluster in the cluster, 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles. Okay, chain 3, single in the next loop, chain 3, single in the next loop, chain 3, single in the next loop, chain 3, and we've reached our next cluster. So, 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles in that chain 1 space, 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles. Okay, fan this grouping of 10 out. So chain 2, double in the double, and chain 1 across. I hope you're starting to see how the pattern is developing. Now, at the rate that I'm going, this tutorial might have more parts than I had initially intended, because I do, like I said, I want to be thorough. I don't want to be boring, but I do want to be thorough. And in order to do that, yeah, we might have to have a bunch of parts to this tutorial. And I hope that's okay with you guys. I mean, granted, you can always skip ahead if you so want, if you want to do that, that's okay. So from here, chain 2, and then into the chain 1 space. Yep, another cluster. 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles. Okie dokie. Oh, yeah, that's it. Okay, I was about to do another one. All right, and so that is the end of row 11. So this is just one side, and as you can see, it's starting to come together as this end is branching out and this is branching out. And yes, I know it is very wibbly wobbly at the moment, and it still has sort of an upside down V shape at the moment, but that's because we haven't brought these two sides together yet, and that will happen. So let us continue on with row 12. Okay, row 12. Chain up 3. Big shock, right? Okay, turn the work. Move your counter out of the way and cluster in the chain 1 space of that first cluster. 2 doubles. Chain 1. 2 doubles. Okay, so now that these have been fanned out, well, now we do our chain 3s. 1, 2, 3. Single in that chain 1 space. And we're creating the boop loops. So chain 3, single in the next space, chain 3, single in the next space, chain 3, single in the next, and so forth. And you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 little loops at the top there. All right, so, and already I need some more yarn. Par for the course, I'm afraid. Okay, now chain 3, cluster in the cluster, that chain space we know and love so much. 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles, chain 3. And we are very close to finishing off this pineapple. Close. Not there yet, but we are getting closer with every row. So that was the chain 3, single crochet, chain 3, single crochet into the next loop. So we just have one little boop loop up at the top. Okay, chain 3, cluster into the next cluster. 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles. Okay. Chain 3 and create the boop loops on this burgeoning pineapple. So after chaining 3, single crochet into the chain 1 space, chain 3, single in the next space, chain 3, single in the next space, and so forth. Okay, and we should have what, 8 loops, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. And we have reached the top spine. So chain 3, cluster in the cluster. So that's 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles. Okay. And working our way down the other side now. Okay. Give me a moment, I'll be right back. All right, so we just did the center spine. So chain 3. And let's create the boop loops on this forming pineapple. So chain 3 and then single into the chain 1 space, chain 3, single in the next chain 1 space, chain 3, single in the next chain 1 space, and so forth for a total of 8 loops. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Okay. And we have ourselves a knot. Yay. There we go. All right. Chain 3. Cluster in the chain 1 space of the cluster. 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles. There we are. And let's finish, well, work on finishing this pre-existing pineapple. Chain 3. Single in the loop. Chain 3. Single in the next loop. Chain 3. And cluster in the chain space of the next cluster. 2 doubles. Chain 1. 2 doubles. Okay. Chain 3. Create the loops over here. So single crochet into that chain 1 space, chain 3, single in the next space, chain 3, single in the next space, and so forth until we create 8 loops. And I'm gonna have to pull out some more yarn. Yep. Such is the life of a yarnist. Chain 3, single in the next, chain 3, single in the next, chain 3, single in the last. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. I do like to check and make sure. Okay, chain 3. Oh, it's starting to rain outside. How lovely. I like that. Okay, cluster in the last chain 1 space. 2 doubles, chain 1, and 2 doubles. Awesome. Okay. And we are seriously getting there. All right, let me sort of lay this out for you. Kind of, sort of, ish. And the shape of it at the moment, yep, it still looks a little bit weird and a little bit wonky, but it will work. All right, so this is what we have thus far. So you can see that we have our pineapples on either side forming up nicely. We have the ones at the top forming up nicely. And then we have the ones in the middle. Those are going to be closing up. Now, again, I know it doesn't seem readily apparent, but when they close, the closure will be dramatic and it will really cinch that together on these two sides. It'll cinch it together. So that concludes row 12. Okay, row 13, chain up 3, turn your work, cluster in the cluster, 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles. Okay, now things are going to pick up the pace. Keep in mind, you can rewind, you can pause. Chain 3, single in the loop, chain 3, single in the loop, chain 3, single in the loop, and so forth. All the way across. Okay, one more. Okay, chain 3, cluster in the chain 1 space of the cluster, 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles, chain 3. Okay, going into that one loop of the previous pineapple with a single, chain 3, cluster in the cluster, 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles, chain 3, single in that chain 3 space, chain 3, single in the next space, chain 3, single in the next space, chain 3, so forth. One more loop. There we go. Chain 3. And we've reached the center spine. Cluster in the cluster. 2 doubles. Chain 1. 2 doubles. Chain 3. Single in the chain 3 space. Chain 3. Single in the next. Chain 3. Single in the next. Chain 3. And so forth. I tell you, I love the sound of the rain outside. It is so calming and relaxing. I love it. Do you enjoy the sound of the rain? It's one of my favorites. I listen to it every night on one of those apps. I use Headspace myself, but I know there's a lot of them out there. So I just need one more loop to go into. Okay, chain 3, cluster in the chain 1 space of the cluster with 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles. Chain 3, single crochet in that last loop of the previous pineapple. Chain 3, cluster in the cluster, 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles. Alrighty, scooting right along, footloose and fancy free. Chain 3 with me. Okay, single in that chain 3 space. Chain 3, single in the next space. Chain 3, single in the next, and so forth. I don't know where this little fuzzy thing keeps coming from. Okay, we've reached the end. Chain 3 and cluster in the cluster. No, I've reached a knot. No, no, not now. Not now. Oh dear. There we go. Beat you. Okay, 2 doubles, chain 1, and 2 doubles. Okay, and that, my dears, is the end of row 13. Okay, row 14. Chain 3, turn the work, cluster in the chain 1 space of that first cluster as per usual, but we need to increase. So I've got 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles, chain 1, and 2 doubles. Yes, we need 6s on either side and 8s along the center spine. So we've got 2, 4, and 6. Okay. Chain 3. Single in the chain 3 space. Chain 3. Single in the next space, and so forth. Chain 3. Single. Chain 3. Single. Chain 3. Single. Chain 3. Single. And yarn tangles. One sec, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. All right, I just did my single. Chain 3. Single in the next space. Okay, so now is the time to bring this cluster and this cluster together, and we shall. But first, I need to chain 3 and do my cluster into this chain 1 space. So that's 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles, right? Okay, then going from here directly into that next cluster, no chains. Okay, so we did our 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles. Now you want this to be relatively tight. So I'm going directly into the cluster over here, just skipping over all of this. So it's going right in there with 2 doubles, chain 1, and 2 doubles. Like I said, it gets cinched together, bringing it together and really changing the overall shape. So that is what I've been alluding to for a while now. Okay, chain 3, and let's work on this pineapple. So after chaining 3, single in that chain 3 space, chain 3, single in the next space, chain 3, single in the next space, chain 3, single in the next space, and so forth until we reach the center spine. And this yarn wants to knot on me. Ha! Not on your life. Haha. Okay. Chain 3, single in the next space, chain 3, single in the next, chain 3, and we have reached the center spine, which, if you remember, we need 8 double crochets. Okay, so did my chain 3 into that center chain space, 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles, chain 1, and 2 doubles. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Yarn. Okay. Chain 3. Single in the next space. Chain 3. Single in the next space. Chain 3. Single in the next space, and so forth. Okay, almost there. One more. Okay, so from here, chain 3, cluster in the cluster. So that's 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles, and then going directly into the next cluster, bridging the gap, two doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles, chain 3, single in the next space, chain 3, single in the next space, chain 3, and so forth. Okay, and do one more chain 3. Okay, we've reached the end, so in here we have to do 6 again. So 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles, chain 1, and 2 doubles for a total of 6, 3 groupings of 2 separated by chain 1 spaces. Ta-da! And that is the end of row 14. So as you can see, the overall shape, it has flattened out at the bottom. That's exactly what we want. Yes, it's no longer in the shape of a funky V, which I know can be somewhat disconcerting, but nope, it works. All right, so that being said, let us continue. Okay, row 15, last row of the repeat. Chain 3. Like, I know, I've got my work cut out for me. Guess what? So do you. All right, so into that first chain 1 space, cluster, 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles. Okay, chain 3, cluster in the next chain 1 space, 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles. Okay, chain 3, single in the chain 3 space, chain 3, single in the next space, and so forth for the rest of the pineapple. Okay, and we have reached our 2 clusters. So I just have to chain 3 and then cluster into my first chain 1 space of that first cluster. So that is 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles, chain 3, and then cluster into the next cluster, separating them out just like we did at the beginning of the row. So 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles, so as you can see, these 2 clusters are separated by a chain 3 space, and so are these. That's exactly what we want. We want uniformity throughout. Okay, so from here, let us continue on with our next pineapple. Chain 3, single in that chain 3 space, chain 3, single in the next space, and so forth for the rest of this pineapple. Chain 3, single, grab some more yarn, but not too much, lest it tangle. Chain 3, single in the next space, chain 3, single in the next space, chain 3. Okay, we've reached the center spine. Cluster in that first chain 1 space, 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles, chain 3, cluster in the next chain 1 space, 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles, chain 3, cluster in the next chain 1 space, 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles. Okay, so we have the center spine, cluster on either side, separated by chain 3 spaces, so that we can now have a pineapple here, one here, and one at the end down there. So now we get to finish up this side, which is going to be a mirror image of what we just did. But guess what? We're doing it together because I care. All right, 1 second. And of course I care because I like spending time with you guys and making sure that you really understand what it is that we're doing. So we just did our 3 clusters at the top. Let's work our way down. Chain 3, single in the chain 3 space. I may be going fast, but we are just repeating pretty much everything that we've already done, just in a different way. Chain 3, single in the next space, chain 3, single in the next space, and so forth. Okay, chain 3. Now we have reached our 2 clusters, so cluster in the first cluster's chain 1 space, 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles, chain 3, cluster in the next cluster, 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles. Okay, chain 3. Let's work on the top of the next pineapple. Single in the chain 3 space, chain 3, single, chain 3, single, chain 3, and so forth. And we're almost done. Okay, we are done. Okay, so now we are at the end clusters. So I just did my single crochet, my chain 3. So into that first chain space, cluster, 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles, chain 3, next chain 1 space, 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles. Okay, guess what? That is row 15. My gosh. Woo. All right, my dears, so that concludes the second part of our tutorial. And so your piece should look something like this. Now, yes, I turned it upside down so that you could see that that top neckline edge will be straight and flat. And this is turning out so gorgeous. I love it. And I hope you guys are really enjoying this too. Now, for the sake of clarity and being thorough, I am seriously considering doing another part where I'm just doing the repeat of what we've done, because I know it can be confusing where you're increasing, where you're bringing things together, and so on and so forth. So I am seriously considering doing that. But for tonight, I am spent. um, so in a nutshell, yeah, it's rows 9 through 15. That is the repeat. Like from here, what you could quite conceivably do is, yeah, you do your cluster in here, and then here you would be doing exactly what we did down here by creating that double, chain 3 double, and so on and so forth, and then doing what you would do here, also right here. But I don't like leaving things to guesswork, so it looks like we're probably going to be doing a part 3, which will be essentially a repeat. Then I want to show you how you can create a really nice sort of finishing border, if you will. Because I mean, this is okay, but it doesn't quite tickle my fancy. So I'm going to show you how to add a nice border to it, and that will be the conclusion of this tutorial. But until next time, well, before I say that, if you're liking this tutorial series, and I hope you are as much as I am, please give a little thumbs up button down below. You know I appreciate your appreciation. You know it. And that being said, until next time, I want all of you to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, stay stitching, and please stay safe. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now, everybody, and have a great day.